Hello everyone, my name is Troy. Welcome back to my booktube channel. Today is a really rainy day. It is pouring outside right now, so I thought what a cozy time to go and do the mid-year book freakout tag. I've seen a lot of booktubers doing this over the past week, and so let me hop on the trend. Obviously you guys know it's just an easy video for me, so I'm just gonna go through all the questions in this tag. I did a lot of reading so far. Like, I've probably read maybe 40 books, I would estimate so far, 40 to 50 books. So I'm definitely gonna have a lot of fun reflecting over my past year. Let's get into it. Leave a like and subscribe down below. Also, I just wanted to let you know that I will be live streaming on Saturday. It has been a long time since I've chatted with you guys live. We've got a lot of stuff to discuss. Definitely make sure to come. It'll be from 4:15 p.m. EST to 5:15 p.m. EST. It's gonna be a great old time. Make sure you come, join the waiting room 30 minutes before, set a reminder, do all those fun things, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. Number one is the best book you've read so far in 2021, and that was Legend by Mary Lou. And Mary Lou is just an amazing writer. You can't cap on that. She's amazing. She makes really stunning books that just leave you wanting more, honestly. Like with the plot twists, the characters, like the plot. And the plot of this book was probably my favorite out of all of her series because it's kind of like this dystopian, futuristic world. And we're set with two main characters. We're set with Day and we're set with June. June is this like academy like expert. She's training to be like a big part of the military. And then we've also got Day, who's a criminal. I said a criminal. I always say that. A criminal. He's trying to kind of like go against the Republic. That's what they're called, the Republic States of America. It's like a futuristic version of America. And essentially what happens is on a day that June's brother is on a mission, Day stumbles against Matthias, throws a knife at him, and Matthias mysteriously dies. And so June automatically is chasing after Day because he thinks that, Day killed her brother Matthias. But Day, on the other hand, knows that he did not kill him because he only threw it at his shoulder and he would never kill anyone. So there's this cat and mouse game, and once they do kind of meet up and they reveal their truths, they're like, who did kill my brother? And they're on this wild goose chase across the Republic, and it is really insanely cool. And yeah, I really recommend this book. It was such a stunning book, and also this whole series. The whole series was amazing. Oh my gosh, it is pouring outside. Number two, the best sequel you've read so far in 2021. This one has to be A Reaper Out the Gates by Sabaa Tahir because this was a stunning book. The whole series on Ember and the Ashes is really good, and I got to the third book this year. Although I tried the fourth book, I kind of just did not finish it because like it was a little bit slow, but I do plan to reread the series sometime. But the third book, oh my gosh, there was so many good plot twists. It was an amazing adventure, and I loved every second of it. I don't want to go too much into the plot because obviously I don't want to spoil anyone for reading the series. Laya, who is kind of a scholar, and her house suddenly gets like raided, and her brother gets captured, and she has to kind of go undercover and try to like take down the Empire. And we're also set with Matthias, who is trying to run away from his job being a marshal, killing all the scholars. He doesn't obviously he has compassion for everyone. He does not want to kill anyone, so he's trying to desert, and the two meet up and have this epic quest across the series, and more characters are added as we go, but it is so good. The third book in particular was amazing by some of the plot twists and just the overall world building and the plotting and just like the immense creativity Sabaa Tahir must have had while writing this book. And it also made it clear to me that she had been building these plot twists as soon as she started thinking of the first concept of the first book, because like it clearly made sense that some things from the first book really led up to plot twists in the third book. So it's crazy, and I definitely recommend the Ember and the Ashes series. New release you haven't read yet but want to. Honestly, I missed both of these releases, but the Chain of Gold and the Chain of Iron releases from Cassandra Clare's new series, The Last Hours, I haven't been able to get to either of them, and that's quite saddening because I have quite a collection of the Shadowhunters books. I have like the first 10, I think, that she published. I'm really into the series. I really like Cassandra Clare's writing, but I have not been able to read some of the recent books that she's been publishing because it's like been overwhelming trying to read everything that I want to read, while also other authors putting out new books. Like, I'm not actually one to read a lot of new releases, and that's just me because I have plans, and when an author like is releasing a new book in the series, like I don't want to have to squeeze in my schedule for new books and have to read a whole new series because I have to like always reread the series before a new book comes out, and like it's just a lot of work. So I always feel like the less releases I read, the better. And I will get to more of the Cassandra Clare's books in the future, maybe when all 3 books are out, so I don't have to like wait another year. But I definitely do want to read the Chain of Iron trilogy. Next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and honestly for this one I tried to think of one, but I just didn't have any idea because one book that I was excited for was written by an author that is now kind of questionable to me. Like, I don't know if I should support them or not. And then another book that I was really excited to read this fall got postponed. So it's like, I don't really have anything on the top of my mind that like I'm super stoked for, but there are a couple authors that I'm like, hey, I'm really excited for more of your stuff, like Lisa McMahon or Chris Colfer or Brandon Sanderson or Stuart Gibbs. Like, I'm all excited for some books, but like, really, like I said, I'm not such a new release guy, if that makes sense. The next one is my biggest disappointment, and that was Sorry, But the Young Elites by Mary Lou. This whole series was terrible. Like, the only good part was the ending. I'm sorry. Just when it was over, that's when I kind of started to enjoy it, because I was like, yeah, I can go into another series. But like, I really felt like a huge waste of my time, but I love Mary Lou so much that I wanted to get through it and see if there's gonna be any good parts, but I cannot freaking tell you a single element of the plot. I cannot remember. I wasted my whole spring break reading that audiobook series, and it was such a waste of time, like such an incredibly waste of time, and like I would not recommend it to any single person. Her sci-fi and her futuristic books are so good. Warcross is amazing, one of my top books, and the whole Legend series was so freaking good, but as soon as she started to experiment with magic and magical powers, it went downhill. Alright, next one is Biggest Surprise, and honestly, the Selection series by Kiera Cass was my biggest surprise, because even though it did have some of the things I was expecting, like a very heteronormative world and a very unique love triangle that didn't really work, I still think the whole series itself was an interesting concept, and if those like nuances, those things I was slightly annoyed by were not there, I feel like this could have been such a great series, because honestly, like, the romance wasn't crazy. I just really liked the world and the characters themselves. Like, I could care less about America and the prince and the other guy in the love triangle, like, intermingling. I just really like the characters themselves and the world that Kiera Cass really constructed with this caste system where, you know, you're ranked when you're born, you're a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, and that determines your rank in society and what jobs you can create. I felt like that was such a unique concept, and it really brought the dystopian vibes that I hadn't really gotten much this year to me, and like, it was almost addictive. I was reading like each book almost in 2 or 3 days, and I was just like loving it. I was loving the world. It was kind of when spring was starting, and I would go outside, listen to an audiobook, and that's what I'd listen to. The Selection series, it was great. New favorite author, I've got so many. Mary Lou for sure. I know that I will be looking more into Mary Lou, like, and her new releases as I go on. Like, she just is rocking out all the books that I've been reading from her, except the Young Elite series. Also, I want to highlight Aiden Thomas. I've not gotten to Lost in Everwoods yet because I am struggling. I'm dying, but he's been doing great as well, and he deserves every support he gets. And then also Natalie Lane, she sent me an advanced reader copy of her book before the release, and I loved it, and I've had a great time interacting with her. She's been commenting on some of my videos too, so love her. Newest fictional crush, man, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not like a super emotional person, and with that, like, I don't really get emotional to things in books, and I don't really develop crushes on people in books. That's just something, I don't know if that's just me or if that's being weird, but like, I don't feel any connection to characters like that. Although I do be like, oh, those are my babies, but besides that, no. Newest favorite character, that might be a better question. Honestly, there are so many characters that I really like, but I'm gonna have to go with Lay from the Girls of Paper and Fire series. She just seems like a super cool person to hang out with, and I also feel like she's not really afraid to be who she is, and she's amazing. I really love Mao from the Shadow and Bone series. He just seems like such a lovable guy as well, and he will do anything for the people that he loves. That cute Malina content, so yeah, those are my favorite characters. Okay, books that made you cry. Well, I don't really necessarily cry, but I do get like a little bit sad sometimes. Books that make me happy. Oh my gosh, let's go through the list. Definitely all of the Wings of Fire books by Ty T. Sutherland. The Legend series was making me happy. Alicia in Atlantis, The Forbidden Vial made me happy. The Space Case series by Stuart Gibbs made me happy. The next question is most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. I don't think I've bought a single... Oh, that's a lie. That's such a lie. Oh my god, I need to stop myself there. I received this beauty. It is really long, but I did read this whole book. It is Phineas Fogg, The Knight of Swords by Brooklyn Quintana. She sent sent it to me because she's like obviously a beginning author and she's also starting her own publication company, and I was like, this sounds so interesting. Like, I've probably never been more interested in a book that an author has like kind of, you know, sent me an email about. So I was like, yeah, send it over. I'll be glad to review it. And although this was a monstrosity, I feel like I went to hell and back, honestly. I don't know what I'm saying. It was still a good book. And, you know, if you want to support a small author, I feel like if you want to take the challenge, take up the challenge, because this was a good book. The last question is, what books do you need to read the rest of the year? But right now, I am zooming through the Spy School series by Stuart Gibbs. I am already on the 5th book this month, because I started, I think, last week reading the series. And it is such a good series. It is a good mystery, middle grade series with a little slight nuances, but overall entertaining to read, and the plot twists and kind of like the fictional element to it was really great, and I love it. It's beautiful. So I'm going to keep reading this series probably for the rest of the month. I also want to do a reread of the Keeper Lost City series by Shannon Messenger, because she will not be releasing a new book this year, and so I need to kind of fill myself with that content even though she's not releasing a new book. I'm thinking of reading the Shadowhunter books again. Thinking of Game of Thrones, thinking of definitely finishing the Beyonder series by Brandon Mull, and the Girls of Paper and Fire series by Natasha Nyan. There's a lot of stuff that I need to read. Even though my reading has gone down ever since I've kind of gotten to more passions of mine, which I'll kind of clue you in later, don't worry, definitely some things coming. I feel like my reading has gone down, but I still really enjoy it, and I still will always want to be able to read like a basis of like 5 or 6 books per month. Like, I definitely will not be able to go without reading, if that makes sense. Like, I'll always make time for it because it is an important hobby to me, and even though I'm not making as many videos, I'm still reading. But I hope that wraps up this video. It's been a great start of the year, and I'm really interested to see my second half of the year just because of some of the things I'm doing in school. Like, it's taking my first college classes like at a college. That's gonna be interesting, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel down below for more content from me, and comment down below some of your answers to the questions I would love to discuss with you. And I hope you have a day. Bye, love you so much, and see you on Saturday for the live stream. Make sure to be there. I'll send out reminders, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.